Just gonna. Oh, that is good lighting. My chair's it's a bit creaky. Okay, so you're looking to make some money online, okay? Everyone's looking to make money online, or everyone's looking to make an extra income. And I'm going to talk about why that's so important, okay? The reason why I started talking about online income, about these different ways to make money online, was because it's always a good idea to supplement your current income. Now, you might not be working, you might have a full-time job, you might be working part-time or just casually or whatever it may be. Maybe you're just making a little bit of money here and there. Maybe you have your own side hustles. But it's always good to have something there that brings in consistent income. And the best way to do that these days is to utilize this thing we have around us out in the stratosphere, right? We've had this for years and years, okay? A lot of you guys don't utilize it. It's called the internet. And the internet really allows you to create something that you couldn't create, say, even like 30 years ago, right? Maybe even 20 years ago was a lot harder to do so. But in this day and age, the opportunity to scale an online income for yourself, and not even scale it, just have something there that brings in an extra maybe 100 to 500 a week, the opportunities are huge. They're exponential, okay? Now I'm going to talk a little bit about a story of how I made my first $10,000 online, and hopefully it might motivate you to either do the thing that I did or do something similar. So when I first started getting into online business or getting into learning how to make money online, I was currently working in a retail job. Now, I haven't been in that job for quite a while, so I might as well just talk about the place that I was at, because it doesn't really matter at this stage. It's been like 6 years or so now. I used to work at JB Hi-Fi, and that was a great job. The job itself was great, okay? People I work with, some of them were here and there. Okay, you know, if you've worked in retail or in any kind of service industry, okay, you know, sometimes some of the people that you work with are, you know, okay. So anyway, it was bearable. But the only thing that really wasn't bearable a lot of the time was having to deal with the customers. Now, you have to deal with people in any business, okay? But I'll just reenact some of my customer interactions, okay? Because for some reason, and especially being in Far North Queensland in Australia, some of these interactions were just, I don't know, I'll just reenact them and you can just see for yourself, okay? This is what I had to deal with on a daily basis. Hey mate, how you doing today? Nah mate, don't need a hand. Oi mate, I've been waiting at the front counter for 20 minutes. No one's come and helped me. Oh yeah, sorry about that mate. We'll grab someone for you. It's it's only 9:05. We've only been open since 9 o'clock, so we've been open about 5 minutes. Yeah, whatever. You guys are useless. Excuse me, mate. Can you guys do any better on this $11 USB stick? Oh, on an $11 USB stick. Yeah, okay. Let me check. I can drop 5 cents off it for you. Thanks, mate. Legend. It's only 9:30 in the morning. Anyway, you get the idea. It was completely frustrating. Okay, basically the job itself was okay, but I just didn't like being treated like absolute crap. I didn't like being treated like that for people, from customers who just thought that they were above you just because you're a worker there, and I was younger at the time. I think I left there when I was about 22 or so. And I was just over it. So I was looking for ways to make money online. Now, funnily enough, before I actually left that job, probably about a year to 6 months before I left, I was actually already making some money online. And I did it through Amazon FBA. So if you don't know what Amazon FBA is, it's basically when you find a product to sell, you send it over to an Amazon warehouse, okay, and you sell it on Amazon's platform, on their website. So you never have to see or touch the product yourself. And basically, once you make a sale for your product, Amazon ship it out directly to your customer for you, and you keep the remaining profit. So back then, I was just searching for ways to make money online. I looked at email marketing, I looked at selling ebooks, but Amazon FBA really stuck out to me because Amazon was a platform that was growing. It hadn't launched in Australia just yet, but Amazon in the US was continuously growing. It had been huge for years in the US, and I saw a lot of other people making good money with it. And not only that, it seemed like something for me as a beginner in entrepreneurship or in getting into online business, seemed like a really, really good thing for me to get into. So I spent months and months and months researching. I did a couple of courses, did a couple of online courses. I spent a lot of time on YouTube learning about it. I spent a lot of time doing product research. I had no idea what to sell, but I eventually came up to a product, and I'll share some screenshots and everything around here. but it was a Bengal flask. It was basically, I ended up coming to a product that seemed to be selling okay, and it was a Bengal flask where it was like a hidden flask that people can wear on their wrists, mostly made for women, but you could wear on your wrist and you could actually hide alcohol in it. It had a little screw top on it, but it looks really cool. It was like fashionable, okay, whenever. This was in 2017 when I started selling this, right? So I launched that product and started gaining traction in November of 2017, and that was around the Christmas period. So in that full month of selling, and mind you, I'd been learning about Amazon for like the past 6 months or so before that, or probably a little bit longer actually. And when I finally started to launch my product, I was very, very scared. I spent some initial investment on it. I don't know exactly how much, but it was anywhere from about $2,000 to $3,000 on my first initial order. I got 300 units of them in, sent them into Amazon US, and when it started selling in November, it sold through from, I think, the end of November. It was either the middle or the end of November, all the way through December. So in about a full month, I ended up selling out of all my units. And I sold like over $4,000 worth. And the profit out of that was actually around about $3,000 in complete profit. And seeing that after that full month, that was a little bit before I ended up quitting my job. But seeing that come into my account, I ended up making more that month with my first Amazon product than what I did with my job. I was flabbergasted. Mind you, I was flabbergasted. I was like, this is crazy. I'm making money online. I made more than my current job because I just got sick. I was in that retail job for about 4.5 years, and I was working at a gym in the midst of that as well, and before that, and just doing other little jobs here and there. From when I was about 15, 16, all the way up until I was about 22, I was working jobs, majority retail, but you get what I mean, right? And I was just always in the back of my head, I hated being on other people's time. I hated the fact that I had to deal with people who didn't respect me. That was a big thing for me, was that I tried so well at my job and I'd always give the best customer service. Majority of the time, people were good, but it always was those few people that just really ruined your day. And I know that a lot of you out there, you can relate to that, whether it's customers, whether it's your co-workers, or it's just people around you. They would just ruin my day, and then that would sort of make me question to myself, okay, why do I want to do this? But anyway, when I first made that money online, I thought this is amazing. Okay, this is such a cool thing to see. I made more this month from my online income from my first product. I was very, very lucky with my first product on Amazon. I was able to make this profit. So I thought to myself, this is something interesting. Okay, so what did I do from there? I continued to grow, and eventually that's how I made my first 10,000. It actually didn't take too long after that to reach that mark. I did it with my second product, which was an egg bites mold. You can see it in my last video. It was like basically like a silicone mold for eggs that you put in a pressure cooker. So I ended up surpassing the 10,000 a month in sales in that, and it only took like a few months or so. The second product took a little bit more time to grow because when I launched it, it was at the start of 2018, middle of 2018. Ended up launching that product and scaling that one. But I surpassed 10,000 in sales quite easily. And that was, it sounds easy when I say it like that, but it took a lot of time and effort. But the reason I'm telling you this is because there's so many different ways for you to make your first 10,000 online, okay? And I say 10,000 because doing the 10,000 per month mark is like everyone's sort of goal, right? And even just surpassing 10,000 in any business is like a really cool first milestone to get to, because that's sort of like your proof of concept, and you're like, okay, well, this actually works, right? So I am just talking about that was because I started with Amazon FBA, and I started successfully. I ended up being quite successful with Amazon FBA myself, and then I started teaching Amazon FBA because I started posting about it on YouTube, and I started, people started asking for help, and it's just ended up snowballing from there. So the past 5.5 years, I've been teaching people Amazon FBA as well, and we've had quite a few success stories. So this isn't me being biased towards Amazon FBA. This is me talking about why you need to create yourself an online income, because the rising costs of things like groceries, the rising costs of fuel, just living conditions in general, especially here in Australia, right? You'll see the rising costs, and a lot of people are struggling to pay rent. A lot of people are struggling to pay their bills and keep their head above water with the current living conditions. And whether you do Amazon FBA, Shopify dropshipping, affiliate marketing, email marketing, whatever it may be, selling ebooks, right? info products, whatever it may be, you need to create yourself an online income, okay? Whatever that may be. So I personally suggest Amazon FBA, and that's why I talk about it on this channel, because it's so good for beginners to get started, and there's so much good content out there, okay? So whatever you choose to do, you need to set yourself the goal of giving yourself an income that I would say makes at least half of your weekly income, or at least I would say, yeah, at least half of your income should be the goal, because at least then you have more on top of what you're earning, and that gives you a cushion. Okay, and that takes out. I know what it feels like to have that stress of not knowing, if you're going to be able to pay your next lot of bills next month, or you have to worry about every little cost, and you're looking at the prices of everything that you take off the shelf, and you got to make sure that you go for all the deals. Having that extra online income just helps that just remedies that. So it's not so much that you're in a retractive mindset where you're thinking about all these deals that you can go for, and you're worried about where that income's going to come from, right? So making online income for yourself isn't easy with anything. Growing it isn't easy, but it's definitely worth it. It depends how much work you put into it. The question I get asked a lot as well is, Jack, how long does it take? And there's no one answer for that. That's like asking, if you've heard the expression before, how long is a piece of string? There's no real answer. It really depends on how well you can learn something, how quickly you can learn something, but better yet, how quickly you can put it into action. Okay, so what I would suggest, and if you are looking to get into something online, the only reason I personally suggest Amazon FBA is because that's what I got started with when I was a complete beginner. So a lot of my students have gotten started with, they've been complete beginners, and it's just very beginner friendly. Okay, Shopify dropshipping I do as well myself, have my own stores that I run. From experience of doing that since about 2018, 2019, there's a lot more of a learning curve. You have to learn more about scaling advertisement, you have to learn more about store building, and it is a lot. I'd say it's quite a bit harder to scale, especially as a complete beginner, and keep it profitable than it is Amazon. Okay, Amazon, you have a product there that's already proven to work. You send it to Amazon, and you can grow on their platform. You don't have to run Facebook ads. You don't have to run Google ads. You don't have to really delve too much into advertising, apart from advertising on Amazon's platform. But it's still a lot more simple than running your own Facebook ads and doing your own advertisements and creating the videos and images and whatnot for the ads. It's very, very different. So I would just highly suggest, if you are looking to get started, to build something for yourself online, help supplement your own income, help your spouse, your family, just really help you, give you a bit of a cushion. I think Amazon FBA is great for beginners without sounding too biased. You don't have to go for Amazon, but that's just what I teach. That's what I made my first 10,000 online with. And I think it's very, very helpful for those of you as beginners if you want to get started learning how to make an online income, really help yourself. Okay, what I can say from the past 6 years of doing 7 years so of doing online business is it's created so much opportunity for me. Okay, not just with Amazon selling, got my own education company as well. Okay, Shopify dropshipping. I've learned so much, and the one thing I can tell you is that if you create the skills that are required, whether that is with Amazon FBA, whatever online business it is, you learn it and you really put your time into it, try going hard at it for a year. See where you end up after a year, okay? It's only a year out of your life. It might seem like a long time, but a year goes quick. If you put your time and effort into that and you grow something that's worth it, you are only putting in a year's worth of work to grow something that's going to last you a lifetime. And you might even get to the point where you don't even have to go to a normal job anymore. You have your job, you're working from home, okay? So these things sound far-fetched because I know there's a lot of scamming and there's a lot of misinformation out there, but there's so many people out there this day and age that are making a full-time income online. You can be one of those people too. It just depends on how much work you want to put into it. So if you are interested in learning about Amazon FBA, you are interested in doing it from an Aussie, selling in Australia or in other markets, but if you're looking to do it from an Aussie's perspective, click the link down below. Okay, I've been teaching for 5.5 years. I've taught well over 2,000 students about e-commerce here in Australia, and that includes Amazon FBA. So I know a thing or two about how to get beginners off the ground. And the biggest thing, in my opinion, is not just the content that they learn from, but it's the support they get. Okay, so we're very big on support as well. Okay, I don't want to plug my whole course in this video. I just want to talk about the potential of what you can grow. There's kids out there that are like 15, 16 years old doing it really big with both Amazon, dropshipping, okay, just online income. It's because the younger ones here, they were sort of born into it, so it's a lot harder for the older generation to sort of wrap their head around, because they've always thought of work and making money as you get paid as much as you can for an hourly rate, or you get, the only way into business is to put tens of thousands of dollars into a brick and mortar business and get your products in and blah blah blah. You don't have to do that. Starting an online business, it requires a smaller investment, and the opportunity to grow is bigger. You don't have to be in a physical place. Okay, you can do it from home. You can do it from your laptop. Okay, it takes work, but in my opinion, it's worth it. But anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. Stay safe and get ready for some more Amazon FBA content coming soon. Okay, again, click the link down below if you want to see more about Amazon FBA. But stay safe. I'll see you guys in the next one.